Welcome to the Peanut Podcast. I'm Lauren Highfill Williams.
And I'm Ashton Pellom. Today we're diving deep into a staple of American pantries, a food so iconic about 95% of households have it stocked at all times. We're talking about peanut butter.
Think about that. It's not just a snack, it's a way of life. It's in our sandwiches, smoothies, cookies, sauces, even straight off the spoon. But have you ever stopped to wonder what makes peanut butter so darn delicious?
That's what we're getting into today, how peanut butter is made, why it tastes so incredible, and why it's not just delicious, but also nutritious and sustainable.
And trust us, we've got some amazing insights for you today from industry experts who live and breathe peanut butter. You'll hear from Lee Zalben, founder of Peanut Butter & Company, Sarah Johnson from Skippy, and two incredible researchers, Dr. Lisa Dean from the USDA and Dr. Gabrielle Harris from NC State.
Okay, Lauren, let's get nutty.
All right. Let's start with the big question. Why does peanut butter taste so good? What makes it so craveable?
We went straight to the experts for this, and Lee Zalben from Peanut Butter & Co. summed it up perfectly.
Peanut butter is that combination of salty and sweet, that kind of roasted, nutty flavor, and that kind of creaminess. And even if you prefer a coarser ground peanut butter, and even if you prefer crunchy peanut butter or chunky peanut butter, it still has that kind of creamy base. And it's that creamy texture, which might have an inclusion in it, or might be a little more creamy or a little less creamy, and that kind of roasted flavor and some kind of sweetness. It might just be a little if it's an unsweetened peanut butter, and it's just getting that natural sweetness from the roasted, toasted peanuts, and a little bit of salt, a little bit of savoriness, which might just be coming from the sodium in the peanuts, or might be coming from a sprinkling of sea salt.
There's actually a lot of science behind that. It starts with the Maillard reaction, which, for those of us who do not have a PhD in food science, is basically nature's way of unlocking maximum deliciousness.
Dr. Harris broke it down for us.
There's an amazing reaction called the Maillard reaction, which is when sugars and proteins are heated to a high temperature, and that's what happens in those peanuts to produce those wonderful roasted flavors. So those Maillard aromas and also the colors and the flavors that come out of that are part of the incredible flavor of peanuts.
It's the same reaction that gives grilled steak its deep flavor or makes bread golden brown.
So when peanuts are roasted, their natural sugars and proteins break down, and boom, that rich, nutty, slightly sweet taste is born.
And get this, texture plays a huge role in taste perception. Some people swear crunchy peanut butter tastes stronger. Sarah Johnson from Skippy told us why.
Consumers report that the crunchiness actually enhances more of a robust taste experience. So for those that are looking for a higher, that different experience with their peanut butter, they tend to lean a little bit more crunchy. Now, for creamy lovers out there, they could probably negate everything I just said, right? Because at the end of the day, it is totally a consumer preference, and we love everyone, regardless if you are a creamy or a crunchy lover of peanut butter.
So, crunchy peanut butter lovers, you might not be imagining it. The added texture actually gives your brain the sensation of a deeper, more complex peanut flavor.
Now that we know what makes peanut butter taste so good, let's talk about how it actually gets from the peanut farms to that jar in your pantry.
A lot of people don't realize how much care goes into growing peanuts, and Dr. Lisa Dean from the USDA explains the process.
They grow underground. You have to evaluate how mature they are. They pull the plant up and flip it so that the peanuts are laying out on the ground. They let them dry for a couple days, and then the picker comes through and pulls them off the vines.
I wonder how many folks don't know that the entire plant is flipped over before the peanuts are picked.
Right, and once the peanuts are harvested, they go through a sorting and roasting process. That's where the magic happens.
Sarah from Skippy explained why roasting is such a crucial step.
Typically, the first step to peanut butter perfection is all about roasting the peanuts. So part of this is done just sort of like clean up and allow any of the debris potentially from coming from the farmland to then be removed. But then also it enhances the flavor of the nut itself and makes them a little bit easier for the process in totality.
And once the peanuts are roasted, the skins are removed through friction or heat, and they're ground into a paste. But here's where things get interesting. Each peanut butter brand is unique.
That's right. Not all brands grind their peanuts the same way. And here's a mind-blowing fact from Lee Zalben.
Crunchy peanut butter is essentially just smooth peanut butter that has chopped peanuts mixed in. So, even if you're a crunchy fan, you are still enjoying some smooth peanut butter in that jar.
So Lauren, my whole life is a lie. I thought they just ground it less, but no, it's actually smooth peanut butter with peanut pieces added back in.
So whether you're a smooth or crunchy fan, just know there's some serious peanut wizardry happening behind the scenes.
Now we've covered taste and production. Let's talk about why peanut butter is actually one of the most nutritious and sustainable foods out there.
First up, nutrition. Dr. Gabrielle Harris told us why peanut butter is considered a functional food, which means it's not just tasty, it's actually doing good things for your body.
I think of peanuts, one as a source of protein, and Lisa mentioned that earlier. And so that's one of the main things for me from a nutritional side of things. Also, the presence of something called monounsaturated fats, and one of the things that is present as one of those unsaturated fats is called oleic acid. It's the same as what's in olive oil. So there is, kind of a health halo, if you will, around olive oil, and I think in a way peanut butter almost deserves the same, just given the fact that it contains a good amount of the same type of material. So to me, it's just it's what I eat every morning. So I have oatmeal and peanut butter every morning. I absolutely love it.
Good fats, protein, vitamins, minerals, it's got it all. And let's be real, it keeps you full.
I keep a jar of peanut butter in my desk, and the reason is sometimes there's one meeting running into another. And so if I know that I won't be able to stop and have a snack or have lunch, like a scoop of peanut butter will keep me going for a couple of hours. It really can get rid of hunger. So on the nutritional side, to me, it's a very, what we'd say, functional food. So if I know I have one thing after another and I'm getting hungry, I just take a scoop of peanut butter, and that like tides me over until whenever that next meal happens to be. So I keep it in my desk.
Same, Dr. Harris, same. And we can't talk about peanut butter without talking about sustainability. Peanuts are one of the most environmentally friendly crops we grow.
Lee explained peanuts are nitrogen-fixing crops, which means they actually improve soil health. They require less water compared to other protein sources.
And that's huge, Lauren, because while some crops drain nutrients from the soil, peanuts actually give back into the environment.
Plus, they use significantly less water than other nuts.
So now, Lauren, we all know that peanut butter is the king of sandwiches, but it's so much more than that.
That's right, Ashton. Sarah from Skippy told us peanut butter sales are expanding beyond the sandwich aisle.
So peanut butter flavor extension across the store has grown roughly around 6% over the last few years, and is expected to continue to grow. So what that means is that consumers are looking for peanut butter still in aisle, so in your traditional area that you find your jarred peanut butter, but they're also looking for that flavor extension into other areas of the store. So to your point, as it transitions into like different snacking occasions, we see a high level of runway for peanut butter to continue to show up in an authentic way across the store. So there's that piece when it comes to snacking. Also, our domestic cuisine continues to be influenced and inspired by global cuisines. So when you think about peanut butter as an ingredient, there's a lot of love and opportunity for us to use peanut butter as a sauce within Asian meal offerings as well. I personally had an Asian chicken salad last night with peanut sauce that I should have stopped eating way sooner than I did. But that's a really good example too of where peanut butter can organically play, not only just today, but in the future as well.
Think peanut butter in smoothies, energy bites, salad dressings, marinades, desserts. It's everywhere.
And fun fact, adults are the real peanut butter fanatics.
Adults are, coming out of the closet and talking about how much they love peanut butter and still eat it every day.
No shame in the peanut butter game.
Okay, Ashton, we have to settle this. Are you team creamy or team crunchy?
Oh, Lauren, don't make me choose. Please don't make me choose.
Okay, you don't have to choose, but you do have to answer today's trivia question. What is the percentage of Americans that prefer creamy to crunchy peanut butter? So you've got some choices here.
Okay, let me hear 'em.
A, 50-50 split. B, 60% creamy, 40% crunchy. C, 20% creamy, 80% crunchy. Or D, 75% creamy, 25% crunchy.
That's kind of tough. I'm just gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say D, that 75% of Americans prefer creamy to crunchy.
You are 100% correct, Ashton. Congratulations. The stats say 75 to 80% of Americans prefer creamy peanut butter, but crunchy fans like me, we see you. We see you. No matter your preference, peanut butter is absolutely here to stay.
Sure is, Lauren. And as always, thanks for you to tuning in. And if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave us a review. For the National Peanut Board, I'm Ashton Pellom. Our show's engineer and sound designer is NextGen. We also like to note that our guest segments may be edited for length and clarity to comply with USDA guidelines.
And I'm Lauren Highfill Williams. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on the platform you're listening on. And if you would like to find out more information about what we talked about today, then go to www.nationalpeanutboard.org/podcast. Thanks for listening to the Peanut Podcast. Until next time, stay nutty.